If you're a heating and air conditioning technician or a salesperson, what are 5 ways for you to be likable in sales, and why does it matter? This is an important question. I'm Scott Bell, coming to life for HVAC technician sales secrets on a perfect day to talk about sales and a perfect day to talk about you. And so I get this question where people will say, hey Scott, I want to close more deals. What skills, what questions should I be asking? What word track should I be using? What can I do? And I say, hey, why don't we start with number 1? Why don't you use some rapport building skills? What are you doing to build rapport? Are you talking about family, occupation, recreation, material possessions, alliances, locations, situations, recipes? What are you doing to induce that conversation? Are you speeding through the call? Because if you're speeding through the call, it's really tough for you to build rapport. Number 2, be professional, but not too rigid, right? Like sometimes people will say, well, you need to be a little bit more professional. Then all of a sudden the person who hears that goes, I do need to be more professional. And they turn into somebody that they're not. And so what happens is they're having a case of mistaken identity. They're one person in the vehicle, they're another person inside of the home. I'm gonna say, you be you, I be me, right? I'll do the things that I do. Like if I say something like I say, hey, say it exactly like I do, say it exactly like I do. But if I say, figure out your way to say it, how would you say it? Like I will tell you, be more professional, but be yourself. Like up your skill, up your level, up your game. This is why you should join HVAC Tech Secrets. I'll give you the goods, not in the Facebook group, not in the YouTube channel. Number 3, do the work you were called out for. There's been times where either I have ridden with a technician or followed behind a technician that did not do their job. Like they looked at the equipment and like, that's just too hard to disassemble. It's a counterflow or downflow in a horizontal position. I don't want to have to remove the exhaust fluid. It's just too much work. Do what you were called to do. Like if somebody said, I need a tune-up, do the tune-up. That makes you likable. Believe it or not, just do the job you were called to do. Number 4, listen to the person that you're with to a point. Now, I could think of a call that I ran north of Sacramento. Really nice lady, really lonely lady. So the technician that I'm with, we do the tune-up. We talk to the lady for 30 minutes, which was acceptable for the company I was at. We get in the vehicle and she follows us. We're in the vehicle, the technician rolls down his window, and we proceed to drive down the driveway, down the mountain, somewhere between a quarter mile and a half a mile, and she walked the entire time talking. I felt bad for this lady, but at some point you do have to go, hey, look, I do have other appointments that I gotta get to and I gotta move on. Or you call the company and say, hey, here's what I'm at Mrs. Jones's house, the lady's really lonely. You mind if I hang out and talk to her for like another 45 minutes? I will tell you that when we clocked out how much time we spent with Mrs. Jones, Mrs. Smith, or whatever her name was, it was close to almost an hour. So there is a point where you have to say like, listen, I'll listen to you, but there's a point where I gotta do my work. Number 5, smile, right? If I'm deep in thought, I have a problem with this. I'm like I make mistakes too. I'm not a perfect dude. I have issues. And like if I'm deep in thought, I have to remind myself to smile because I want people to like me. And then bonus number 6, tell the truth, even if the person doesn't want to hear it, right? I can think of a time where I went to a home and the guy was a local, really well-known real estate agent. And I climb in the attic, take a look at the furnace. It's got a crack in the heat exchanger, right? 90% furnace, got a crack in it. And the guy says, can you come back tomorrow and rewrite the paperwork after I've gotten home warranty? And I go, dude, you want me to break the law? I'm not going to do that. I got to tell you the truth. You're really pissing me off, right? You're asking me to do something which is, I believe, not moral. I'm not going to do it. There's been times where people would say, hey, will you lie to my renters and tell them they're safe? I went to a package unit, and this package unit is known for the back end of the heat exchangers to butterfly out, right? Butterfly out. And so I have the top off doing an inspection and I can put a whole hand on each side. And the homeowner goes, well, that's not a problem. And it's like a couple days before Christmas. And the guy goes, I don't want to buy a new system and I don't want you to tell the homeowner that they're in danger. I'm like, dude, like danger is one thing. Fire is imminent. Like we have flames shooting out of the top of this package unit while I'm running it. There's a major problem. I'm going to tell you right now, it's my role and responsibility to make sure that that person's safe, just as much to make sure that you're happy. And if you're not happy that I'm telling them they're not safe, then we got a problem. Just be aware that there's things that you could do to make people like you even more. And sometimes it's going to have you say the unpopular thing. You got one thing to do from here, just one thing. Find the subscribe button, click on it. Every time I send out a video, you'll get an update that says HVAC technician sales secrets and another fantastic video. You should check it out, which you should. We'll see you soon.